I ain't through with you yet, not yet by a long shot. Surveillance flights finally getting to view damage. In this photo provided by the Australian Defence Force of Royal Australia Air Force P-8 Poseidon aircraft departs an airbase in Amberley, Australia. This was yesterday. Well, yesterday for them. January 17th, to assist Tonga. Now they found some images. Let me keep going. Breaking news, right? Okay. Now they're blaming each other, going back and forth. Russian intel suggests underwater volcano eruption was an American Doomsday Poseidon mega torpedo that went missing. January 16th, 2022, Tonga event was a mega torpedo, and Shockwave is the proof. Let me keep going. This is DuckDuckGo, my favorite web browser. Tonga hit by a submarine volcano eruption. It says, now they call the underwater eruption a submarine because it's submarine in the lower part of the island, but that's not all the submarine news break that they're talking about. Okay. There's a different kind of submarine that they're suggesting. Breaking news. Before it's news, Tonga event was a mega torpedo. Russian intel suggests Tonga underwater volcano eruption was an American Doomsday Poseidon mega torpedo that went missing. So, multiple sources. Okay? But why? Because again, I told you guys in my other videos, because we're not falling to the goofy juice. America has to fall in order for the Great Reset to happen. And it ain't happening the way they want. So they need to cause a catastrophic event. This is the purpose. And they were going to do this with La Palma, but who knows? It still might happen. The best way to do it is to make it look like a volcano erupted and people falling for the bait. And I just put up on the video on both channels, this video going on both channels, about how God will give us the spirit to know things. But the natural man won't, because they're not searching. Okay, they're only going by what main scumbag media is telling them. Okay. So it was Russian submarine. Now, Russians saying America did it, Americans saying intel saying Russia did it. But we already know that they've been off the coast of Hawaii spying on U.S. military. They got subs in the area, folks. Come on now, this ain't hard to understand, or the concept of believing that it's not, that it could be possible. Okay. So now with that, let me show you something else. Okay. Let me show you something else. And I told you folks that there's YouTube videos out there where they admit they're exploding and blowing up volcanoes. But I believe they're doing it with their energy weapons from on high. Remember, Satan is the prince of the airways. So they did it in the video. If you go on YouTube, what if we blew up volcanoes? And if you type that in, you're gonna find some videos where they admit it. Now dig this here. This is from Victor Zubarev on Twitter. He put up, he wants you to check this out. He says January 10th, FAA air traffic ground stopped over the west coast. 3, he says 2, Tonga volcano. 3, Russian submarine K329 Belgorod goes missing. 4, Poseidon missile. West coasters, check your Pacific coastline radiation levels. Let's open this thing up he has here. U.S. has confirmed that Russia is developing a giant nuclear torpedo capable of wiping out a coastal city. Now, the one that was just popped up off the coast of Hawaii and off our coast on the west coast is capable and is loaded with 160 of these things. 160. So when we living in the evil satanic world that we living in, God's still in control. There's nothing out of the realm of possibility of understanding what could be going on. Nothing. It doesn't shock me at all. But for some it will. Why? Because you're not tapped into the spirit. For God to show you these things and even give you the understanding that it is possible. Okay? These jokers are evil. And if it means that Babylon must fall, this is a biblical thing, then they will do all that they have to do to make sure that it happens. But God is still in control. But what he is revealing is the plans of the enemy. And before all of this can happen, I truly believe we will be snatched out of the way. That's what the word harpazo means. Okay? If something like this was to hit the East Coast, it would knock out 100 million folks. It could damage 100 million people, could be at risk, because the East Coast of the United States, from Maine all the way down to Florida, is the most heavily populated area of the United States. That's why they were looking at La Palma and doing such a thing. But since that didn't work, who said it's not out of the realm of the possibility yet, though? Let's try another one. And I've told you folks over and over again on my videos on both channels, there are multiple underwater volcanoes which are huge. They're huge. And if you can get one of these things to blow up, it will send a sonic boom through the water, which would push the water. See, the United States is we through on both sides, because we primarily the only country that is surrounded by water, right along with South America. But South America ain't got nothing nobody want. It's the United States, and Canada could be slightly affected as well. But the United States sits in between two big oceans, folks. Come on, open your eyes and think. The possibilities are there. All right. Talk to you later.